My name is Elias Santiago, 24 years old, digital entrepreneur, investor, trader, and we're going to be kicking this call off by inviting somebody very special up to this Instagram Live. Her name is Angelica Rodriguez. She is also a pivotal leader inside of our community, Digital Dynasty. She's a trader. She's a dog mom. She's absolutely killing it out in Denver, Colorado. And I'm just so excited to be sharing the stage with her here tonight. She's going to break down her story, what her mission is going into our next event, which is in Monterey, Mexico. And I am so excited to bring her up. Let me drop where it is that you're calling in from while she tunes in, because this is going to be an epic live. We're going to run it for about 15 minutes. I see my sis is tuned in with us. How are you feeling?
Yo, hello, hello. How are you? I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I want to kick off this call by sharing some excitement. I know we spoke earlier. I called you, I let you know. I said, Angelica, we have a play, we have a plan, Mission 500, impacting 500 lives by November 3rd, 2024. And I'm excited. How do you feel about it? I know you came up with your own mission statement, and we're pushing together. We know the vision is to empower, enrich, and educate the lives of a billion people with our company, but we each have our own mission statement, which makes this thing so beautiful.
Yes, man. I just want to say I'm grateful for you, and the reason why I even started going hard was because of the Sienna. Like I saw two people that were a few years younger than me, because I'm about to be 30 in October. And I saw you guys grinding, and I'm like, man, like I could be doing more. So I just want to say thank you for that. But because of you guys, I just really started pushing hard. And I realized, like, okay, if they're in college and they can do it, because I remember being in college and it just took so much out of me. Like, it took so much out of me. So I'm like, if they can do it, I can definitely do it. So I'm just so grateful to have met you in the first place, and I can't wait to see you in Monterrey. And like you said, I'm excited for Monterrey, and these events they just change lives. And I remember one time my cousin told me, like, literally sent me a message, and he was like, "You're in a cult." And I'm like, bruh, I blocked him. Like, I block anyone that has any kind of negativity, because I'm like, first of all, like, I'm meeting people that have what I want, and I'm learning from them, and I'm doing what they're saying to do, and it's working. So I'm no longer going to listen to people that do not have what I want. And I've just come to realization, like, I just got to put that work in. And so,
Okay.
um, yeah, yeah. So I'm happy that you called me because, you know, I love working with you.
I love working with you too. Ever since I met you, I knew that there was something different about you. You just have this fire in your eyes. You have this fire in your heart for people and helping them really think differently. One thing that I love about the women inside of Digital Dynasty is their ability to speak through people. Like you really have a way with people, Angelica, and that's why I love collaborating with you, because you get your message through people. You truly do. And I don't know if anyone has told you this yet or if they relate that to you, but you really have a way with people, just like Sienna does.
She does.
And it wouldn't be possible without the women inside of Digital Dynasty. We know that, women are they're the main reason why network marketing is so successful. And I'm just so grateful that we get to share this vision together here tonight. How did you, for the people that don't know who you are, can you share a little bit about your story and how you got involved with Digital Dynasty, with trading and everything?
Of course, one thing I want to say, guys, is I came to realization that I was brought to this world to share my story. I know everyone, has a struggle, has like something that they're going through. And I realized that that's one thing that the whole world can relate to, is that everyone has a struggle. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Angelica Rodriguez. I'm 29 years old, and Since I was a little, my mom got pregnant with me at 14, so she had me really young. So my parents were always working, and I always compare myself to Matilda. I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie, but Matilda always did her thing, and that's someone that I can compare myself to as a young child. But I knew that I wanted to be a dentist or be in the dental field. That was a passion of mine. So I took the steps of what I needed to do. I had a plan where I wanted to be a dental assistant, then become a hygienist, and then become a dentist. Well, I got to the dental assistant part, was 3 classes away from being able to sign up as a hygienist. And then it got to the point where FAFSA wasn't going to pay me because I wasn't doing full time. And I just couldn't do full time at that time because I was helping my mom, take care of my sisters, and I had to pay bills. So I had to work. So I had to choose
Right.
college or paying bills. And I ended up choosing paying bills, right? But then I got to this whole depression like, okay, well, I knew I was meant for more. I knew I was meant to be a dentist. So what now? Like, what am I going to do?
Mm.
And that's when someone randomly from Florida reached out to me, asking me if I wanted to learn how to day trade. And I've heard a lot of success stories with it. I had put $200 into crypto. It went up to 1,000, and then I'm not gonna lie, it went back to zero. I lost all of it, and it's just because I wasn't educated on it. So I knew it worked. I just didn't know much about it. So when he brought this to my attention, I'm like, okay, I need to do this, but I can't afford it right now. So 3 months passed. I'm still doing the same thing, drinking from Sunday to Sunday, smoking every day, like just doing things that weren't benefiting in my life. So I was doing pretty much, like my dad, he has some kind of like drug addiction, and he does good sometimes he doesn't. And I just saw myself following that path. And I knew that I didn't want to follow that path because I knew I was brought here for something more. And so I had one of my uncles, thank God to him, and God bless his heart. But he let me borrow the money, to be able to get started, to learn, to invest into myself, to learn what more is out there. And ever since I started learning how to day trade and invest, I realized that it wasn't about the money. What was in my bank account was a reflection of me. So I started making more money. I learned what residual income was because I never knew what that was. And I was still broke because I was using the money for unnecessary things. And so it's a journey of coming in and learning that it's just not about money. You need to find your purpose. And like I said from the beginning, like my purpose is to share my story because I came from, my parents, they gave me everything that I wanted as a child, but then we became homeless at one point. And now, people are like, oh, you're so lucky that you're doing this, but it really takes hard work. And I just want to let everyone know you have the decision you have the opportunity to change your life. Either you can stay where you are, or you can take those steps slowly
Right.
to be able to figure out why you're here in this world and what you need to do. So that is my story, and I hope that someone that heard this, this inspires you, because I was at that point where I was pushed against the wall, and I didn't know what to do. And so this is why I'm so grateful for you and everyone that we're partnered with and business partners and now doing life with. Like, I'm so grateful for you guys every single day.
I'm so grateful for you too. We can put some hearts in the chat box for my sis Angelica. Man, her growth has been absolutely incredible. Just watching her grow as a trader, as a mentor, as a leader. This is somebody that has experienced amazing results with trading within our community. And I would love to know, where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years within our community?
Well, I've always said that I wanted to retire by my 30th birthday, and now I can say that I do have the option to do that, but I really do love my job. I love, being in the dental field. So that's something that I don't want to stop yet. It's part of my back, on my hands, but I'm still capable of being able to help people and, help them smile. And so
Right.
that's what I want to keep doing. But, I always said I wanted to buy an RV, and my dog, he's 10 years old now. My best friend, like you said, dog mom, thank you for that. I want to take him to travel. He loves eating grass. He loves going to the lakes. And so, he's older now. So before he passes, one thing I want to do is just rent an RV and just travel. And that's why I'm so grateful that, investing and being able to learn how to trade it or have different sources of income helps me do that. Where do you see
Wow,
yourself in 5 years?
that's so special. I see myself in a very similar situation, traveling the world. I would love to rent an RV. Like that is a dream of mine, to travel with family, travel with Sienna. Really, in 10 years, Sienna and I, we talk about owning a home in La Jolla Beach. I don't know if you've heard of La Jolla, but it's actually in San Diego, and we watched this guy on YouTube. His name is Enos.
Mm-hmm.
Yomaris. Neno actually put us on, and he like does house tours and stuff. So we know like exactly what we want. We also want like a house in Miami, like a condo. So we just have so many amazing visions that we want to fulfill, and we know that we're doing it through crypto, through trading, through impacting people. So it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. All we got to do is just, continue putting one foot in front of the other foot and sharing the vision with other people.
Exactly. And you guys are so inspiring, just I think everyone loves you guys. I don't have, so yeah, I know you guys are gonna be there, and I do want to live in Miami for a year or two. So make sure
Wow.
whenever you live there or get your condo there that it's the right timing so we could be together.
Yes, yes. And my dream is to help, once we do get involved, once we do get inducted into the $1 Million Hall of Fame, like I want to help 10 people become multimillionaires in the next 10 years. Like that would be an amazing goal to hit. Yeah, like the house is nice, the condo's nice, and like the cars and everything, but I really enjoy watching people change their situation. Go from being in the dark to being in the light, from not believing to believing. Like that whole process of watching people change, watching you hit 4, 5, 6 figures in your crypto portfolio and having breakthroughs and going P300, P600, like that is what's fulfilling to me. And I know that by us helping each other hit our goals, inevitably, like we're gonna receive what it is that we want in return. So I'm
I
I'm
I
excited.
completely agree with you. And I know that, when you called me, you had this idea. So I want you to explain to the people what this idea of yours is, because I feel like a lot of people here think that we're just trying to recruit
Right.
because for the money. And I want people to know that it's not for that. Like you said, we're here to help people who, don't have anyone to help them, don't have any
Right.
kind of family, don't have anything. So I want you to explain to everyone because you are just such a good speaker, and I want you to let them know why we are here and why we are doing this.
Yeah, that's an amazing question. I'm definitely gonna keep it short because I know we were coming up to the half hour, but so it all started with my morning routine. Like I feel like that's where it really started. I spoke to you about this earlier, and it's really like elevating your feeling, elevating my feeling, elevating my vibration, and understanding that we got to think much bigger, much sooner. After watching KD throw on that event in Albuquerque, after witnessing Stephanie hit Platinum 2000, after just witnessing 11,000 people get put into our community in the span of 8 days, right? Like that was insane. Like
That was
11,000 people in 8 days, like that was wild. And to think that we can impact 500 people in a matter of 90 days, like that's already done. Like we can do it. All we got to do is just work together. So I just been working on myself, really just like finding my vibration with the consistency. I noticed that when I was feeling really bad, I wouldn't reach out to people. I wouldn't want to do anything. My trades would hit stop loss. Like it was just like a downward spiral. And I didn't understand why. And it was really because I didn't deem myself as worthy. Like I didn't deem myself as worthy because I wasn't doing what I said I was gonna do. So once I started paying back that debt, because it's not so much financial debt. I want you to think of it like this: if you're negative 200, $300 in your bank account, you're not gonna get into the positives until you pay that back, right? Until somebody pays that $300 back. And I've been there before. I've been negative. I'm not, scared to say it, but it takes time. And now that I'm on day 52, day 51 or day 52 of working on myself straight, like going to the gym, reading, journaling, doing something that contributes to my personal growth, it makes it so much more easier, to go out there and speak to people. And matter of fact, like I find myself doing it a lot more, speaking to people more because I feel confident in where it is that we're going. And once if you're watching this and you're not involved with our community, once you start multiplying, once you start consistently working on a specific habit, it starts to multiply in every single area of your life. That one habit turns into two habits. That two habits turns into four, and then it just keeps going on and on and on. Before you know, you want to go to the gym, you want to change your diet, you want to do all these things, and it's an amazing process. The mission, to answer your question, to wrap this up, the mission is to impact 500 lives through financial literacy by November 3rd of 2024. And if we get closer to the goal, if we hit the goal, if we exceed the goal, when we exceed the goal, when we hit the goal, when we get closer to the goal, you don't want to say if because you want to avoid using words of doubt, but
Yeah,
when that
and then you're gonna
happens.
have to cash at me those $10 if you use those words.
Right, right. Yeah, if you don't know, inside of our community, if you use the word try, if like we got bill collectors in our community, so you,
Seriously.
you gotta be on your P's and Q's. But yes, when we hit the goal, when we get closer to it, I know that our job is finished, our mission is finished, for that specific season. And when we set another goal for the next convention, I think, setting a goal for the next destination event is the perfect way to go about it. Would you agree? What do you think? What is your perspective on events before we wrap up this live? How has it
Yeah,
helped
I
you?
agree. Not even just with events, but with life in general, I realize that successful people always set goals. And you have to set a goal in everything you do, whether, you don't even have a morning routine, you don't know what that is. Um, when you start with doing 5 minutes of each thing every day and then going from like, because I used to have to force myself to go to the gym. Now when I go, I'm there for 2 hours. So it's just setting those small goals so
Hmm.
that way you can create those bigger goals and at the end of the day get to the vision of where you want to be. So that's where
Right,
you do your reason of your why, right? And it's not just a why, it starts with one why, but if you really go deep into it, it's like, okay, well, why this, why that? So I think that's where setting goals comes into play, because you can't really get anywhere with goals. You're just going to be lost in life or chasing your tail. So that's how I feel.
right. I totally agree. Breaking down that larger goal into a smaller goal and making it into bite-sized pieces, right? Like that's the mission, that's the goal. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you, Angelica, so much for agreeing to do this live together. And I'm excited to chop this up and make this into little bits and pieces of content with the Captions app.
I agree, and thank you. Because I one thing I said I wanted to do this year was go IG live, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do that a lot, and so this makes me get out of my comfort zone. For those of you that don't know, so I would love to do this more, and I just want to say thank you. That's why I love it here, because we get each other out of our comfort zones, and we get each other to where we need to be. It's no competition here.
No competition here, all collaboration. Thank you again, Angelica. Our community is one of a kind. Like I'm so proud of what it is that we have, what it is that we're doing together. And I'm excited to see you in Monterey.
Let's go. Thank you so
Let's
much, Fan. And
go.
for those of you on this call, please reach out to me. I would love to get to know you personally. Have
Yes,
a great
please,
night.
please reach out to Angelica. She's somebody that you can trust, that you can count on, especially inside of trading, digital entrepreneurship. We'll see you guys on the next call. Much love. And for those that are already in our community, we'll see you in Monterrey, Mexico.
Bye.